So you're dreaming of that trip, maybe somewhere beautiful like Maui. You can almost
Yeah.
picture it, right? The beaches, the whole vibe. But then reality kind of hits. How are you actually going to get around? And maybe more to the point, what's that going to cost? Because navigating rental car prices, well, it can feel like a bit of a maze. Well, today we're doing a deep dive into your sources. We've got a stack of insights here, specifically on Maui car rentals. We're looking at everything, really. Current prices, historical trends, even some booking strategies that might surprise you.
Yeah, and what's really fascinating, I think, is just how much the market moves, how specific events, real-world things can completely change what you might expect. So we'll be digging into data that paints a pretty clear picture of what's happening right now, August 2025, and what the next few weeks might hold.
Right. So our mission here is to pull out the really important stuff, give you those kind of aha moments, and basically shortcut you to being really well informed. So you can handle Maui car rentals like a total pro.
Okay, let's get into it. Let's unpack this data. So looking through all this pricing info, these market reports you've shared, what's one of the first things that really jumps out? Something unexpected for Maui rentals right now?
Okay, well, the first thing, and it's pretty striking, is the situation with minivans.
Minivans.
Yeah, your data clearly shows Chrysler minivans specifically. They're a huge anomaly right now. We're seeing, get this, an astounding 98% premium compared to their usual annual median price.
98%. Wow. That's nearly double the typical cost. That is a massive jump for just one type of vehicle. So just to be clear, your sources are saying this isn't just like high season demand or something. It's something else.
Exactly. Yeah, it's not typical market forces at play here. The vehicle availability data in your reports, it really pinpoints the ongoing impact of a Chrysler minivan recall.
A recall. Okay.
Right, and that recall has just critically choked the supply of these specific vans, so it's driven their prices way, way up, even while other car types are actually seeing prices adjust downwards. It's really a textbook example, a very specific event creating a really unique market condition.
That really shows how these external things can just ripple through pricing, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, but beyond, specific vehicle issues like that, for the average person planning a trip, the big question is always, when should I book? We always hear book early, right? Especially for popular spots like Maui. But your price tracking sources, they seem to tell a bit of a different story for Maui right now.
Yeah, this is definitely one of the most counterintuitive things your data brought up. It really is. We've actually seen, particularly for economy cars, that booking last minute, and I mean really last minute, like even just a day out,
Yeah.
can sometimes get you a better deal than booking weeks ahead.
Seriously, better than booking weeks out. Yeah. Take, for example, an airport rental starting August 11th. Your sources track this. 5 weeks ago, the price was $317 for the week.
Okay.
Today, it's $250. And the lowest price point was actually last week, at $216.
Wow, those are really significant drops from over 300 down to almost 200 bucks.
Yep.
And you're saying it's not just at the airport, right? Off airport locations too?
Even sharper drops off airport, actually.
Yeah.
Same start date, August 11th. Your data shows the off-airport price fell from $243 5 weeks ago to just $167 today.
$167, that's huge.
It is. And it really goes against what you'd expect, especially, leading into potential holiday periods. Your analysis looked at recent holidays, like Labor Day coming up, and suggests we're not seeing the typical price spikes. Prices seem surprisingly stable, or even like we saw decreasing.
It really flips the script on booking strategy then. Don't just assume early is always best.
No.
Thinking bigger picture, your reports also talk about why Maui's overall prices might be acting differently than, say, Kauai or the Big Island. It looks like Maui is the cheapest right now.
That's right. Yeah, your airport comparison data is pretty clear on that. Kahului Airport, OGG, on Maui, it's consistently been the most affordable major Hawaiian airport for car rentals. I think it was 16 out of the last 19 rentals.
16 out of 19, okay.
Yeah. As of late July, the average weekly price there was about $196. Compare that to Kauai's Lihu Airport at $345 or Kona over on the Big Island at $310. It's a big difference.
So, okay, this isn't just some random fluctuation. You're saying it's a direct consequence of the recovery after the Lahaina wildfires. Your sources point to that.
Absolutely. The pricing, this lower pricing dynamic, it's directly linked to the very slow recovery of travel to Maui.
Yeah.
That terrible wildfire disaster happened almost exactly 2 years ago now, and the visitor numbers just haven't fully bounced back.
Right, lower demand keeping prices down.
Exactly. And that slower recovery has also done something else interesting. It's kind of flipped a historical trend. Usually off-airport rentals are cheaper, right? That's the common wisdom.
Yeah.
But your data shows, because local inventory got adjusted and demand is lower, those off-airport prices, like we just discussed, are actually seeing even sharper drops right now.
It's just another layer, isn't it? How these major real-world events echo through something as simple as renting a car.
Yeah.
And okay, amidst all this, these specific issues, the demand situation, we're also seeing some general discounts. You mentioned shoulder season. What exactly does that mean here, and what's the potential upside for travelers?
Right. Shoulder season, it's basically that time between the absolute peak tourist rush and the off-season low. So think late summer into early fall, kind of where we are now. And your data does show that most car types are getting these shoulder season discounts. Convertibles, for instance, they were showing up to a 38% reduction compared to their yearly median price.
38%, okay.
So yeah, there's definitely an opportunity there for certain types of cars to be more affordable, even with all the other market stuff going on.
Okay, so let's try and pull this all together. What does all this really mean for you, the listener? Whether you're actually planning that Maui trip or maybe you're just, curious about how these markets work, we've definitely seen some surprising twists in the Maui rental car scene.
Yeah. If you look at the bigger picture here, I think what your sources really highlight is the sheer volatility. How much things can change. That minivan situation, for example, it just screams how specific supply problems can create these massive price hikes, totally separate from general demand.
Right. A 98% premium is not subtle.
Not at all. And then there's that other really key takeaway, the counterintuitive thing about booking last minute. It really shows how fluid demand is in this currently unique market situation on Maui.
And that point about last-minute booking, especially for economy cars, it really does challenge that old book way in advance rule of thumb. It seems the message is, don't just assume the old rules apply anymore, especially seeing how prices didn't really spike for recent holidays.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It underlines how critical it is to look at specific current data. You can't just rely on general assumptions or what happened last year or even, 5 weeks ago in some cases.
Yeah.
The insights from this deep dive really underscore that. Look at the current granular data. For instance, most cars were getting shoulder season discounts, great. But minivans, still way out there because of that specific recall. You need the specifics.
So the next time you're planning a trip, or maybe even just watching the economy, think about how many layers there often are. Understanding those specific details, those often surprising facts. That's really how you become truly well-informed, isn't it? We hope this deep dive helps you make smarter travel choices for Maui, or maybe just gives you a fresh perspective on how these markets actually behave day to day.